right, what's going on? What's going on real quick? I'm going to get into this read. I hope you're having a wonderful day. All right, let's see what's going on in your energy. My name is Ari, the Healing Empress, aka the Fly Goddess. All right, let's see. Wealth, leadership, and stability is here. All right. I feel like this is the energy around you. All right, then I got love spell here. What's going on, love? All right, then I got love spell here. All right, so awakening and alignment. All right, you may be awakened that something isn't working. All right, something isn't working. Let's see here. Emotional maturity is here, and Ace of Pentacles. But then there's an entity attachment. So it's something that needs to be healed in order to reach your highest potential. All right, so it's like Spirit is telling you about your possibilities, right? Your endless possibilities. But only you can put forth an effort in order to reach those desired dreams and goals. All right, I got moderation, balance, harmony, healing. All right, and abundance is here. So Spirit is showing you the things that you could have. All right. The possibilities is what I'm hearing. All right. Justice, unexpected money. All right. So there's some sort of celebration happening around you. All right. Some sort of joy. Somebody is being seen in high honor. All right. Then I got destruction here. So somebody's receiving justice and somebody is, I don't know, it's like somebody's receiving justice, but there's some destruction on that path as well. It's like somebody's trying to send some sort of destructive energy. I'm hearing chaos magic. All right, somebody could be sending some sort of energy towards a rich girl. All right, and then I got achievement here. All right, so somebody is still reaching their goals regardless. Nurturing, lack of direction, aggressiveness, and lack of control. All right, if I feel like you're trying to gain control of a situation, you're trying to gain control of a situation, then I got unbothered, but somebody is unbothered. All right, ooh. Emotional maturity. All right, the lack of emotional security. Thank you. The lack of emotional security is here. All right, loss, grief, disappointment, and regret. All right, it looks like there is some sort of regret around you. All right, loss. All right, some sort of disappointment. Something isn't going your way. All right, something isn't going your way. Death magic is here. The moon. Somebody's doing spell work behind the scenes. All right, to stop some sort of celebration from happening. But somebody's intuition is way too motherfucking high powered for anything to happen to whoever this person is. Evil eye concern. All right, you could be concerned. This has something to do with in your household. All right, mental and emotionally unstable and tower moment. All right, you're getting ready to go through something that is getting ready to shake your foundation. All right, either it's going to make you be a better person or it's going to destroy you. All right, depending on what you have done. All right, when it comes to this karma that's coming back around. All right, anxiety, nightmares, depression, worries, and fears. All right, about an earth angel. A rich guy is here. And recklessness, foolishness, careness. All right. It could have been, I feel like it's something that you should have cared more about and you didn't. All right. Skill development is here. I'm feeling like you're a hard worker, but when it comes to outside relationships, you're not as hard of a worker. All right. So you may be focused a lot on work. All right. And that's like you're out. All right. Anxiety, nightmare, depression, worries, and fears. But why all of these worries and fears? All right. Why are all these worries and fears here? Why are all these worries and fears here? Oh. All right. It's showing you as a karmic masculine. All right. So that means that there needs to be some sort of healing. We all go through a karmic stage. All right. But you're at a karmic stage right now. All right. And because you're in this karmic energy, all right, somebody is protected from your karmic energy. So when you display karmic energy, them ancestors don't play. All right, departing, leaving, and moving on. Somebody could be moving on. All right. Somebody could be moving on. This is, I feel like there were a lot of choices, but the wrong ones were made. Confusion is here. You could be confused about why something or someone is departing, moving on, letting go. But then you have to really ask yourself, judgment. You have to call judgment on yourself. All right, so I feel like there is a somebody is thinking about someone's protection. Wisdom. Divine feminine. You're concerned about a divine feminine. Chariot. Forward movement, willpower, direction, joy, concern. All right, feeling trapped. Okay. What is his energy? Oh my God. Your energy is transition, rest in peace energy. All right. Something's coming to a complete end. This doesn't necessarily mean death, but it could be death to health, wealth, your family. Something definitely has to end. Because the way that shit just disconnected, something's coming to an end. Alright. Can y'all hear me over here on YouTube? Something's coming to an end. Expectations is here. Alright, you could feel like something's coming to an end. What's going on? Thank you, love. Karma is here. Karma is here. Alright, hello. Alright, so somebody is coming in, or watch this hello here. Celebration. I got celebration and health concerns. Somebody is going to be celebrating, but somebody has some sort of health concern. Alright. Exploration, enamel. Alright, God damn it. Alright, actual money is here. Actual money is here. You could be saying 1111. Some sort of financial increase is here. Some sort of financial increase is here. What's going on? There's a new beginning here. Travel. Somebody could be traveling for a new beginning. Walking away, determination, courage, strength. All right, new beginnings. Somebody's having some sort of new beginnings. Moving on. All right, somebody is moving on because of a love spell, and transition is here. Somebody did some dark ass shit. Somebody did some dark ass shit, which is making somebody move forward. Love spells are usually done to keep people in place. Most people use love spells to control people, control loved ones, all right, to make them see certain things in a certain light. All right, flying monkey ass motherfuckers. Karmic masculine. All right, so you're getting ready to receive some type of karma. It ain't even no other way I can sugarcoat this shit or say it. Like even when I try to find a different way to saying it, these cards say the same shit. All right, heartbreak, emotional pain, grief, loss, and healing. You're getting ready to have to go through a healing cycle. Everybody has to go through it. Healing from a relationship. All right, so you could be healing from a past relationship as well. All right, I just feel like there's a bunch of shit on you, all right, that from the past that you haven't healed. And it's bleeding into your relationships. It's bleeding into friendships, all right? Emperor. Yep. All right, it's stopping you from being in this emperor energy. All right, it's something about self-love. Spirit is saying you don't love yourself enough. All right, it's time to make a decision about self. All right, nice guy animosity. Somebody is upset. Commitment is here. Mentally and emotionally unstable. Household is here. All right, so wheels turning. All right, things are changing. Things are changing. Courthouse is here and boss. Single, sexy female. All right, is in the energy. Courthouse. All right, something is coming. Something is balancing itself out. All right, boss energy. All right, if anybody is wanting a read, they are available. All right, and if anybody is wanting unlimited for a month, all right, it's $50. Unlimited for a month. You get four burns, 4 burn and releases. All right, and you can do whenever you want to, but you got a month. You have a month to use these. All right, and by a month, baby, you should be in a whole nother place, because when I did the burn, baby, I moved the following week. So I expect nothing less from anybody who has done the work. All right, not only was I able to move, but God supplied me with everything that I need, from the vehicle to the money to everything. All right, so if you are interested on releasing and letting go, all right, the burns alone are $20. If you want to read what it is, $25. All right, take advantage now. All right, because they are going up to $40. All right, let's see. So if you are interested, I got 3 spots left for unlimited. All right, unlimited reads. You can get as many reads as you would like. All right, then you got 4 burns. All right, and again, that alone, unlimited for a month is $100. All right, and a burn is $25. All right, so you're saving a lot of money. All right, opportunity is here. Learning. This is a learning opportunity is what I'm hearing. All right, somebody is spreading false narratives. All right, whoever's spreading these false narratives, I heard, is feeling a lot of lesson. This is an opportunity for a learning lesson. All right, I got divine feminine here. All right, angry is why you're very angry out of feminine energy, and I mean very angry. Showing it, but I'm seeing it clear as day. Evil eyes here, because again, your energy is coming out as karmic masculine. You sure can. Hold on one second. All right. Contemplation is here. Dissatisfaction. And this is the fucking truth. All right. I ain't even gonna lie. You got karma coming your way. You got karma coming your way. And there's no way that you can. There's no way that you can hide from it. Your best bet is to let life flow. All right. There's some lessons that has to be given in order for you to get to where you're supposed to be at in life, because the whole purpose of life is finding your purpose. All right. I'm sensing that there is no purpose here. All right. There is no purpose and there is no self-love. And then there's a lot of projecting on other people. There's a lot of karma for that. All right. Evil thoughts, saying evil shit. Something's possibility, a burden here. And love spells came out again and moving on. Somebody is still moving on. Somebody try to do some sort of love spell to keep somebody stuck from traveling, but somebody is still fucking traveling to this new beginning. Love, emotional clarity, spiritual awakening, still moving forward. All right. The next part is departure. I don't know if you were trying to stop somebody from leaving, but that shit ain't gonna happen. So if you were doing anything to stop somebody from moving forward, please don't do that. All right, that shit could be very detrimental to your life. All right, when it comes to this other person's ancestors. All right, because even when they don't see, them ancestors see, and baby, you don't want to deal with them different type of consequences. So I am asking that you get yourself together. All right. I'm asking that you get yourself together and do what is best for you. All right. Because trying to stop or control anything that's out of your power will put you in poverty energy. All right. Don't do that. All right. Because God will set you on your face, and God is getting ready to, because it's something that you need to see. God is wanting you to take accountability for things. All right. And a lot of times God has to do certain things one way or a motherfucking another. All right, let's see here. Yeah, heartbreak. So a lot of times heartbreak, pain, that shit opens up us to go down a spiritual path, and either you gonna go down a spiritual path or you gonna perish. All right. But the whole purpose is to find your path. You have to find your path. You have to want to find what you were here to do. You are not meant to clock in, get money, and get off and do nothing. You have to bring something to this world, or spirit look at you as a wasted motherfucking vessel. You're supposed to come here with purpose, victory, success. You're supposed to find your purpose, and can't nobody make you find that. Death magic is here, Lord. If anybody is doing death magic, they gonna die. I heard that loud and clear. Whoever paid for it, whoever doing it, somebody really had the courage and bravery to do some dark ass shit to keep somebody from moving on. It's not gonna happen. All right, if you would love another read, please let me know. But I suggest that you focus on self, because it's time. It's past due time. It's time to make decisions when it comes to self. All right? Spirit is wanting you to tap in to your own gifts. All right? But using your gifts to make your life better, not to make someone's life miserable. All right? So work on yourself. Karma Masculine came out again. Lord Jesus. And conflict. Oh, you mad. And this is your read. Have a good one. Does anybody on YouTube want a reading? All right, before I end this video. Does anybody on YouTube want a video before I end over here? It's smoking time. All right, I'm gonna end this over here on YouTube. If nobody wants a on the spot read, on the spot reads are $10. Anybody want an on the spot read for $10 over here on YouTube before I go? Before I go, does anybody want a read over here on YouTube? All right, that was definitely an interesting read. I do reads for anybody. I don't care if you're karmic or not. All right, everybody got to start from the fuck somewhere. All right, so I don't judge. I used to be karmic at one point, but I ain't do no spell work on people. That shit I ain't gonna do. I pop up, pop off and show the fuck out. But I ain't finna do shit behind the scenes. Okay. Ooh. I don't think you want it on this one. I don't think you want it on this one. Okay. I'm gonna stop. The next video will be for you. Girl, oh shit. Come on, go on to the other side. I'm finna end this. Go on to the other side so we can talk. Okay, go to the other side. Go to TikTok. I love you guys. See you later.